What's up, everyone? This is the raw truth coming at you with the video, and this is taken again from March 22nd, Tuesday of 2016. And lately I've been doing articles, on correction guards, and we all know that the police officers and them are corrupt. And like I always say, they're no different than the criminals that they arrest. They're no different than the criminals that they deem to be, you know, the cancer of society. You'll see them all the time getting accolades of arresting people, going after the criminals and stuff, and getting their man. And they flash us on television and stuff like that. And even if you're black, being a black man or a black woman and a cop, a lot of times you want to do what your master do. You know what I'm saying? And our black and Hispanic cops, a lot of them are no different than the cops, that we complain about. As a matter of fact, when I see my people in a uniform, I be very extra careful when looking over my back, because I know what white cops could do to me. I know it, so when I see them, my eyes already there. But see, when I see my people who are cops and stuff like that, I look extra hard, because who knows what they can do, because a lot of them want to sell out and be over aggressive and stuff, and get out and ask dumb questions and stuff. Because last year, check this out. Last year alone, I was stopped 8 times just walking for a stop and frisk. Of course, I don't break any law or anything like that. But the fact is that stopping me 8 times, asking for my ID and stuff like that, making me pull things out of my pockets and stuff. They didn't go in debt, but I had to pull things out of my pocket. So stop and frisk, it's rampant in Philadelphia, but they never found anything because I don't do anything. And that's, folks, what I want y'all to understand is, don't fucking do shit. They stop and frisk you, you should be confident that they ain't gonna find shit on you because you ain't doing shit. But this article is called "Ex-Trooper Who Killed 2 in Botched Pennsylvania Turnpike Robbery Had Recent Bankruptcy." And notice it's saying recent bankruptcy. No, some cops' salary ain't cutting it. Sometimes they spend a lot more money and stuff to try to look like they're making a lot of money, even though they don't. It's funny, cops and investigators in them and detectives in them, maybe they should go in the music, in the movie industry, and play a cop. At least you get a few $100,000 an episode. Oh boy. But it says a Pennsylvania Turnpike employee and a contracted security guard were shot dead by a retired state trooper with financial troubles, who was allegedly staging a robbery before being killed in a gunfight with officials. So more likely, when people retire, sure, they get a pension and stuff like that. But who was to tell that his 401k or his pension was cut? Who's to tell? Because there's a lot of folks complaining about their 401k being gone, their pensions being cut, because this economy's just tanked, and it's getting to the point where people is not going to have a pension. Gotta understand, this is like big time slavery, and your people is working and they're tired of working. They put in all these years and stuff just so they can retire comfortably, and now they can't do it. They racking up debt, and instead of going to work like they tell us, well, you should have picked up a second job. Nope. He goes and tries to stage it. When you're staging something, staging a robbery, that's premeditated. It said on Sunday, retired state trooper Clarence Briggs allegedly shot and killed the two workers near the Fort Littleton toll plaza while trying to rob an armored car. And Clarence Briggs, I don't know what he looked like. I'm gonna find the meme. No, sounds like a white man to me, but who knows? There's black people by the name of Briggs too. And it says the Associated Press reported at Philly.com court records showed that Briggs had filed for bankruptcy last year, having amassed over $300,000 in debt with his wife. It's called when you have a pension or something, the money that you have, you got to live within that means. Now, it seems like to me when folks acquire a whole lot of debt, especially like this, it had to be some kind of credit cards or something there. And he's probably trying to keep up with the Joneses and shit, buying his wife expensive shit as if he's making a big time money and he's not. Probably ran into debt because of his wife. Now he did, and his wife is there. You gotta understand, Black and Hispanics, these are people in law enforcement. These are officers. These are retired officers. These are people who are supposed to uphold the law, who is breaking it. You look at the slogan, protect and serve. Yeah, right. They want to protect their interests and serve us no justice, and serve us being shot, serve us with stop and frisk. Do you imagine looking at a cop and stop and frisking all these cops and shit? You can't tell who's the criminal. And that's proof that, a lot of people look at blacks and Hispanics, the one who sag their pants and be like, oh, they criminals because they look like criminals. You don't know what the fuck a criminal look like. Criminal can carry a badge and a gun. The greatest criminals have the most expensive suits called your government. It says Turnpike employee Danny Krause and security guard Ronald Heist were shot by Briggs at the toll plaza around 7 a.m. on Sunday at his attempt armored car robbery. So the Daily Mail reported the pair were at the toll plaza at Fort Littleton interchange west of Harrisburg when the vehicle targeted by Briggs arrived. You have to understand too, when you robbing an armored car, you have to know, you have to really plan that out, because see, I know there's been times where I went to a store and I will see an armored car, but I don't see a armored car all the time. So you have to understand that in order for you to know how to rob an armored car, you have to know the schedule. So this was planned out way in advance. He had to know when an armored car was going, and once he seen the armored car and planned it out, then he had to know how to stage it to make it look like a robbery. And more likely, when things are staged like that, they're trying to use us. They're going to use us to say, oh, it was him and it was them. And it says Briggs managed to gain control of the armored car after shooting and killing Krause and Heist, but he was confronted by a state trooper and shot dead as he was attempting to move money into his private vehicle not far from the toll plaza, the Daily Mail added. Now, isn't it something? An ex-trooper was shot dead by a state trooper. So a trooper shot a trooper. A trooper shot a fucking trooper. Now I figure once he gained control of the armored car, with all that cash in it, in his woes of him being a debt, He was gonna move that money to a private car. Man, this shit sound like it should be in a fucking movie or something. Why don't this motherfucker watch some movie? Golly. That's why I'm saying, regardless of how things get tough, black and Hispanic men and women, regardless of how things get tough, don't put yourself in this fucking situation. Don't go out there and rob and shit like that. This shit is not fucking cool. I know folks may feel sorry, well, he had to eat or she had to eat, but nah, he ain't got to worry about eating. This motherfucker doesn't have to worry about eating. Because he dead. Dead people can't eat. They could be eaten by worms and shit. And it says, besides the debt and bankruptcy records, Briggs had also been charged with assault and harassment in March 2014, but the charges were dismissed 4 months later, according to the AP article reported by Philadelphia.com. Trooper Jeff Petrucci told the Daily Mail that Briggs retired honorably in January 2012. So his retirement was down 4 years ago. 4 years ago, from the Newville Turnpike Police Division, where he had served for 26 years. So he was retired honorably. He was arrested for assault that was dismissed. Now he racked up so much fucking debt that he wanted a one-time payout to end all of his troubles. But he did end all of his troubles. He ain't got to worry about debt. Now his wife is a widow, who probably was the one led him into debt. Keep in mind too, every time these officers go to court, they get paid overtime. So please keep in mind, black and Hispanic man, that they can come after you for the most littlest bullshit to get you in court so they can make money. You know, I remember somebody told me that. It's like they do get overtime. They get overtime. So if they arrest 10 black and Hispanic men a week and they get overtime by appearing in court, that's money on top of their salary. That's why I'm pleading with y'all, black and Hispanic man. Don't do shit. Put down the fucking guns. Stop doing this fucking drugs, selling it in the street and shit. Because once they get your ass and get that overtime, now they can trade your ass on stock called prison. These prisons are privately owned, the vast majority of them, and they are also on the stock, so they need bodies they put in there. They need bodies. They need guaranteed bodies to put in there. And they wouldn't mind locking up every single black and Hispanic man. Stop doing fucking shit. These law enforcement, they know different than us. People think that, you know, that because they're law enforcers, that they're police officers, that they're correction guards and shit, people think that they don't have the same feelings that we have. They have the same bills. They have the same feelings and shit. You see, he went into debt. How many of us is in debt? See what I'm saying? How many of us is in fucking debt? But they should be an example. But no, they're not an example at all. I mean, it's a shame, but you know, when you in debt like that, 300,000, golly. The most I've ever been in debt, $7,000. $7,000, that's probably it. $7,000. My whole entire lifetime, I probably had like only $7,000 in debt. Want to hear what you had to say. I'm the raw truth. Send your email, your message, your hate mail. Let me know. I want to hear what you have to say. Till then, peace.